Hello, BookTube. Happy Vlogmas Day 21. Today I'm going to do a video that's inspired by Rashmika at Rashmika Likes Books. A couple of weeks ago, I'll put a link down below to her video. She did a video reacting to her BookTube newbie tag, and she did such a good job of that tag. I was so kind of inspired by it. She didn't beat herself up. She kind of had a clear but kind of compassionate look at herself back then, and a good kind of retrospective that I thought I'd like, I would like to try and kind of do half a good as job of that. So watch me do half as good a job as that. Yeah, see, I'll start off by beating myself up already, or lowering expectations. So yeah, I went back and I looked at my it's not my BookTube newbie tag because I never did the BookTube newbie tag. I did the new to BookTube tag, and I just did it the day after Christmas, December 26, 2017. So almost very, very close to 2 years ago. And probably to ensure that the least number of people would actually ever find that video, which is what I was probably happy at that point about, because I talk about in that video of what were going to be the challenges for me for being on BookTube, about planting myself in front of a camera. And a big challenge for that was the idea of being seen. For a lot of my life, I've coped with a lot of stresses as kind of growing up as a kid in a not that happy household, by not being seen, by being invisible. And that's unfortunately kind of carried through as kind of a habit of how I live. And I think a part of me getting on BookTube and talking about books, which I love, was also about being seen, about saying, okay, I'm going to plant myself front and center, and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to talk in a way that, like, I'm just talking to the camera. I'm talking to a single person, which is probably it. That's the way that I'm able to kind of step out of my shell, my armor, or whatever that is, whatever psychological mumbo jumbo we want to put in there, and just sort of allow the kind of the inner self that's always bubbling inside and has tons of opinions and has lots of feelings to kind of let out, versus the kind of a carefully blank, polite Canadian veneer I want to put up for the most time when I'm in public. So it's been I think, looking back at that video, where I'm pretty kind of tense in that video. At least I feel like it when I watch that video. It's like I feel like, oh, this is a tense guy, and it's like I can feel that tension. It's like you know a part of this was to try and kind of create a space for myself where I would hopefully kind of relax and just allow myself to be myself. I don't know what I was. In some ways, it's like that must have seemed might seem so crazy for somebody who's not familiar with the BookTube community, because so much of the internet is all about battles, and it's putting up tough fronts. So we're going to have a battle, and I disagree, and you're canceled, and screaming at each other. But I give myself credit that I found the BookTube community, and I pretty rapidly kind of realized that this could be a place where someone could just sit in front of a camera and talk and be themselves, and wouldn't get pilloried for it, wouldn't get nitpicked to death for it. I joke in the video that, like, well, saddle in, folks. I'm gonna say a lot of things that are completely incorrect, and that has proven to be true. But it's been a community where you do not have continually people coming on and saying, well, you got that wrong. Well, you got that wrong, Jay. You got that wrong. And I know I've gotten it wrong. And sometimes people do point things out, and they do it for the most part, they do it in a very kind of kind and gentle way. And it's like, oh, thank you for that information. But it doesn't sort of shut me down and go, oh God, did I get this thing right? Did I get this thing right? I mean, I try my best, my level best to, when I'm talking about stuff, to try and present what I think is correct information. That said, however many videos I put out, however many books I talk about, I'm sure there's probably lots of red underlining to be done. But I think the kind of the key thing is that it's been a space. This has been a space where I've been able to be myself, which has been really valuable. You know, I've been joking about kind of Vlogmas in my little description below. It's sort of like this is my 24-day or however many day therapy session to get me through Christmas, and that's to be honest, that's true. And I apologize. I apologize to all you people out there who I've bombarded videos. I've bombarded these videos with the same thumbnail in each one. That must feel semi oppressive. Hopefully the videos themselves, if you watch them, aren't as oppressive. See, but yes, so that was me. I guess that's my reaction to that video. It's not so much bookish. It's obviously, you know, it's like there's all like, oh, saying what books I like and stuff like that. But it's like, no, in a lot of ways, my reaction to the video is like, I can see I'm kind of like, I'm tense. I'm a bit kind of tentative. And I'm hoping that I look back at that self and see it's like, I'm hoping this is a space where I can just sort of kind of let down the guards and sort of be myself. And yeah, I have to say, I think for the great majority of part, that's proven to be true for me. I do make sure that I keep myself strictly. To be honest with myself, I do keep myself a bit apart still. I'm, you know, I'm always going to have a certain level of protection around myself that I need, I guess, that's going to make me comfortable, which, you know, I'm not interested in plunging myself, getting on Twitter and and all that stuff. It's like, that's not for me. But just kind of this slow, low pressure, low stakes, high, however many people actually watch this video is sort of what I'm here for. So Rashmika kind of ended her video saying, like, you know, that it's been a good space for her to kind of be a kind of a genuine self, or be a self that perhaps she can't be in her everyday life. And I think I would echo that. It's been a real boon, a real reward of doing this. You know, it's like, why have I made however God knows many videos I've made? That's the reward. That getting to actually kind of make connections with people, try and work on my on answering comments. Actually, doing Vlogmas has been really good for that, because every day there's comments to kind of get answered, and that's been actually really good practice for me. And while that's maybe never going to be my most comfortable part of the BookTube experience, I really appreciate this, and I really appreciate all you people out there, all you booktubers, all you commenters. It's been good, and I look back on that self from 2 years ago, and I say, hey, we found something, buddy. We found something, and we should be happy and relaxed for the most part, but always be careful. All right, more videos later in this long rambly video.